Hey guys, this is Michelle with Fun in Key West, and welcome back to another episode of First Timer Friday. Here's where we explore some really cool things to do in Key West that you may not know about. So even if you have been to Key West already, maybe you've been 10 times, maybe you've been going for years, this is where we highlight some things and some itineraries that you might be able to check out or revisit if you haven't seen them for a while. Most people who come to Key West spend 2-3 nights. And one of the reasons and the history behind Fun in Key West was Kevin and I were coming back from the Dry Tortugas. We met this amazing couple, and they were there in Key West on their honeymoon. And they said, we booked this trip thinking that Key West being such a small island, that only a couple of days is all we would need to do everything we wanted to do. And we figured out there is so much to do that you need actually more time. Which the light bulb went off in my head, and I said, I think this is an opportunity for me to highlight the wonderful things that you can do in Key West that aren't just on Duval Street, but off of Duval, out on the water, all of that, which started Fun in Key West. And so on Fridays, like I said, I like to explore some ideas and some options that you all can do. And today I thought about the perfect Key West itinerary. The caveat to that is there is no perfect itinerary. Some people love to go out on the water and come to Key West, and they want to snorkel and they want to go out and do everything on the water, go fishing, everything. And others don't. Others just want to spend time by the pool. Others want to explore the food side of Key West. So my parentheses or my air quotes around perfect is this is a sample itinerary, but it gives you an idea of so much to do, especially if you're short on time. And if you are live watching me on Facebook, be sure to say hi. Mary Elizabeth, hi. I see you there. If you're listening to us on our podcast, thank you so much. DM me. Say, hey, Michelle, you missed out on these things because I want to know that. And be sure to like and subscribe. All those things I'm supposed to say about these social channels. But let's dive in, okay? So you finally made it to Key West. The palm trees are swaying. You're hearing the roosters crowing, and the ocean is calling your name. But where do you start? And knowing that you only had maybe 2 or 3 nights in town. Let's walk through a 2 or 3 night itinerary for you first timers, or those of you who have not explored all of the things of the island. So I try when I fly into Key West to make sure I'm coming in early in the morning. A lot of times that you're not going to be able to get into your hotel room because check-in time is usually after 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, depending on where you're going and checking in at. But they will hold your luggage. So have, the cab driver, you're going to usually land at Key West International. If you're not driving in, whole different topic. Trust me. Fly into Key West, and then you're going to take your cab over to your hotel or your bed and breakfast, and you're going to have them hold your luggage. The asterisk here is if you are renting a place through Airbnb, they are not going to be able to hold your luggage, so probably you want to arrive closer to check-in time. Anyway, get your baggage looked over, watched, whatever. And then head over. I'm thinking if you've never been to Key West, head over to the historic seaport, hit up the Cuban Coffee Queen, grab a Cuban coffee, iced or hot, whatever your preference is. Grab one of their sandwiches, a Cubano or a Key Wester if it's in the morning time, and get your selfie or have somebody take your photo there in front of the Welcome to Key West mural. Then you send it out to all your friends and family and say, see, we're here, you're not, and we're going to share all of our photos as you go along. We talk about how you get around Key West. You can walk, you can rent a golf cart. Renting the golf cart or the electric cars, you're going to have to deal with traffic and parking and all of that. I always recommend if you're going to do that, just get one just to go tour around and check out the area, but not necessarily park. Of course, you can also rent a bike and get around town that way. So you've arrived, you've got your coffee, you have your morning snack. Head down Duval Street, get your bearings, go for a stroll. Pop into the galleries, check out all the artists, check out all the quirky bars, pace yourself, because you've got a couple of days here to go. If you have an interest in Hemingway or just want to hear the story or meet those six-toed cats, head over to the Hemingway House. Take the tour. I would highly recommend taking the tour. You learn all about the history. There is now air conditioning in the Hemingway House, so you can explore the Hemingway House with air conditioning now. But you get to see the six-toed cats, hear the story of the pool, see where Hemingway wrote while he lived in Key West. Across the street is the lighthouse, and you can take the tour of the grounds and climb up. I think it's 84 steps to the top of the lighthouse, and it's an amazing view up there. Be sure to check that out. In the evening, you can check out Blue Heaven. A lot of people say go for brunch or breakfast. You know what? Blue Heaven at night is just as engaging. You have the roosters and the chickens all roaming around. You have live music. You get that total outside Key West vibe there. Head over to Mallory Square for sunset celebration. Depending on what time of year you're coming, you might want to do sunset celebration and then dinner. But sunset celebration, they usually set up an hour before sunset, and they're there usually an hour after sunset. But you can see the jugglers and the street performers and have your tarot cards read and listen to live music and enjoy all of the celebration of the sunset. And then you can then just wander around, get your bearings, be sure to go. You've already checked in, you've changed, you've freshened up, you've done all of that. Another thing you might want to do in between maybe the lighthouse and sunset, or right after you have checked into your room and you really want to get an idea or your bearings around Old Town, hop on the conch train. You can hop on and they'll take you through most of Old Town. To me, if you don't know this already, I am a huge Disney fan. And so in Orlando, I always try to hit the Jungle Cruise when in Disney. And I always think the campy humor, the dad jokes are what you're going to also get from the Jungle Cruise you get on the conch train. But lots of interesting things that you can learn about the island on the conch train tour. It's a fun, quirky thing, has been ongoing for decades, and it's an iconic thing to do in Key West. So you get to your hotel room, you have a wonderful evening, get a good night's sleep, because day 2 starts. You get up, you go have breakfast or brunch, depending on what time you get up. Go hit Harpoon Harry's. I think that's a great staple of island life. They have a full bar. Quick tip, they don't accept cards. They only accept cash. There is an ATM there, so if you don't have any cash, you can get it there. If you're not looking for something that's on the menu there and you want something a little more upscale, New York style flavor, head over to Sarah Beth's. Check out the rubber ducks. You'll love it. Then choose an adventure. Go snorkeling, go kayaking, or paddle boarding in the mangroves, or go on a dolphin watch cruise. Do something. Pick an adventure. Go jet skiing, do something. Over at FunInKeyWest.com, under things to do or what to do, there is a section called Travel Partners. Lots of opportunities to check out some adventures there. You can book straight from our site at no additional charge. In the afternoon, go grab some conch fritters or a Cuban sandwich at El Siboney. This is an iconic local place. It's an institution for Cuban food, large portions, reasonable prices. Go immerse yourself into the neighborhood. Visit Fort Zach, immerse yourself into the fort, check out the beach, go snorkeling, or just relax. Grab a book, join our Fun in Key West book club, grab a book, just relax and enjoy yourself. For dinner, you can go upscale and head over to Latitudes. Be sure to have a reservation there. It's a bucket list item. You take the ferry over to Sunset Key, you have a wonderful dinner, see the sunset. Again, you're going to have reservations. Or if you're kind of like I am and you want to keep it casual and kick it easy, head over to Garbo's Grill. Grab some food from the food truck there. My favorite is a white peach sangria from Hank's, and enjoy some live music. and then wander around. While you're building out these itineraries, one thing I want you to understand, I don't want you to plan every single minute of every single day. If you are that person, don't do that when you come to Key West. Key West is all about the relaxing vibe. You have an outline of what your day is going to be like. You're going to book some tours because they're going to sell out usually. But you're going to leave time just for the spontaneous things. You're going to be walking by a place and all of a sudden you're going to hear amazing music and you're going to pop in. Or you just want to relax and take a nap by the pool. Plan for that. If you are a planner down by the minute, put that in your agenda. If you are a little bit of a less itinerary-based person like I am, it's already there in the plan, right? So day 3. This is assuming that you're there for about 2 nights, 3 days. Get up and have breakfast. Maybe hit Moondog Cafe. It's across from the Hemingway House there on Whitehead Street. Great bakery. It was amazing breakfast that they serve. Of course, there's more ideas that I can always give you for breakfast. Then walk over to the Key West Historic Seaport Walk. Check out the shrimp boats and the pelicans and all the shops and everything that are over there, and you'll find it amazing. Head over, and since you're in that direction, over by Mallory Square, you have the Key West Aquarium. It's absolutely iconic, and it won't take you much time at all to go through. And then head across over to the Shipwreck Museum. Be sure to climb to the very tip top of the lookout post up there. Again, an amazing view. You've already been there for a couple of days, so you will know exactly what you are looking for in terms of sites and orientations and things like that. You also have the Mel Fisher Museum, and you can learn all about shipwrecks and explore the world of shipwrecks all through the Mel Fisher Museum. Then I'm going to challenge you in the afternoon, go out and do a key lime pie stroll. Either book a food tour or do it on your own. Grab a couple slices of key lime pie around town and figure out which one is your favorite and which is your best. Do some souvenir shopping and make sure you head over and you've gotten that iconic photo at the southernmost point. Right now, we're in October of 25. Right now, that southernmost point is been relocated to the Pocket Park next to the southernmost resort over by the pier, because they're fixing up and shoring up the area in which it normally sits at because of all the water and all of what happens in nature. It is starting to crumble a little bit, so they're reinforcing that. But it's been relocated over to that Pocket Park. Still there for you to have a photo op. It is a replica, but you can still say you've been there. So in the evening then, I would plan a sunset sail. But here's my thought. If you're going to do the sunset sail, and this is going to be your last night in Key West, when you arrive, I want you to watch for weather. If it looks like one of the evenings is going to be better for weather to be out on the water, choose that night to do your sunset cruise. Don't hold it up to the last night, because if weather holds you up, you won't be able to go, and then you will miss out that opportunity. So keep weather in mind as you plan out these things. And then maybe do a dinner at A&B Lobster or some of the other places in town that you can go to for amazing food. Here's some bonus tips and maybe some local secrets to hand off to you. Be sure to hydrate. Hydrate. Your mojitos and your margaritas and your beer are not hydration, but make sure you have water. It's warm. It's Florida. And even in October, it can still be very warm. Be sure to wear sunscreen. Make sure it is reef safe or coral safe sunscreen. And if you don't have that and you're planning to be out on the water, you can always get that locally. Keep an eye out for those free-range roosters. They are everywhere. They will wake you up in the middle of the night and early in the morning. They rule the island. They own the island. They are the island. So make sure that you get your photos of those as well. And like I said before, don't try to do it all. You will land, you will start to wander through Key West and realize there is so much to do. And what I usually tell people is you are planning your return trip before you leave on the trip you're on. Key West just has that slow down, soaking in the vibes feel, and you definitely will be there. By the second day, you will have put your phone away, turned off your emails, and you're you're plotting on how you're going to move to Key West. Be sure to hit some of the quirky stops in town. You have the mile marker 0 sign. Be sure to get your picture there. You have Captain Tony's Saloon, which is the original Sloppy Joe's. And of course, you have the southernmost buoy. So that's it. It's a perfect 2-3 day itinerary for your first timer. It covers history, it covers sunsets, it lets you see roosters and have a little bit of rum and have a little bit of adventure in between. So be sure to check out over on FunInKeyWest.com under what to do, must see things. There's several guides we have on there on the 25 things you must see. Be sure to check that out. In the meantime, if you love today's itinerary, let me know. Tag somebody and say, hey, this is the plan for our next trip. Who would you tag if you were going to be tagging somebody? Be sure to tag them and say, hey, this is what we're going to do when we go to Key West. But book those tickets. Let's get these experiences done. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. You can send me a message, DM. You know how to get a hold of me. I am Michelle with Fun in Key West. I hope you guys have a great day. Be sure, thanks for stopping in. Be sure to sign up for our free happy hour list. That gets you in the know of what's happening in Key West as well as with Fun in Key West. You guys have a great week. Thank you. Talk to you later.